boys and girls, it's Mrs. Doro. In math, you guys have been learning about three-dimensional shapes. Today we are going to build our own three-dimensional shape models using toothpicks and Play-Doh. All right, so for this activity, all you need is your Play-Doh rolled into little balls. You need your toothpicks, and then you also need your three-dimensional shape model chart, okay? I will help you fill out the first shape. That way you guys know how to do the rest. I'm going to be making 3 shapes today, okay? Now, remember, a three-dimensional shape is something that is solid, that we can hold, okay? It is not flat, all right? So the first shape that we are going to make is a cube, all right? Now, this is our cube. If you remember about a cube is that each face is a square and they're all the same size, okay? So when you're looking at your cube on your three-dimensional shape model chart, the first thing that you need to figure out is what two-dimensional shape that you're going to begin with, all right? So what two-dimensional shape do you think that we're going to start with? A square. Perfect. All right. So you are going to take your Play-Doh and your toothpicks and you're going to make a square. So we have our square. Now we need to make this into our cube. Now remember, a cube, all of the faces are squares and they're all the same length and the same size, okay? So go ahead and do this with me, guys. All right, guys, so now we have our cube, three-dimensional. Each face is the same length, the same shape. They're all squares all the way around, bottom, top. Very good. Good. All right, so now we're going to look at our chart again. The next thing that you need to fill out is how many edges your cube has, okay? And underneath it says toothpicks. So these are not the same as vertices. A vertices is a corner, or a vertex is a corner. So we're going to count how many toothpicks we used, all right? Count it with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We used 12 toothpicks, okay, for our cube. So you can go ahead and put 12 underneath the number of edges. Good. Next, we are going to count our vertices, or our vertex. Now remember, that is our corners, all right? And underneath it says Play-Doh balls. So you're just going to count how many Play-Doh balls you used. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We used 8 Play-Doh balls. So go ahead and write that in there. Good. All right, guys, very good. We are done with our first 3D shape. Good job. All right, so now we are going to take this apart and we are going to move on to our next. All right, boys and girls, we are on to our next three-dimensional shape, and we are going to be making a triangular pyramid. A triangular pyramid has all of the same faces, same size, same shape, and it also comes to a point at the top. Before we can make our three-dimensional shape, we need to figure out what two-dimensional shape we need to start with. What do you guys think? A triangle. Perfect. All right, so we're going to go ahead and make a triangle with our Play-Doh balls and our toothpicks. Go ahead. Good. We have our triangle. Good. Now we need to make this into a three-dimensional shape. All right, guys, here it is. Good job. All right, so we know that we started with a triangle. That was our two-dimensional shape. Now we're going to look at the number of edges. You're going to count your toothpicks, all right? And then you're going to look at the number of vertices. Remember, those are the corners. You're going to count your Play-Doh balls, all right? Go ahead and do that. And you guys can fill out your chart while we're doing this, all right? All right, good job, guys. All right, go ahead and take a... All right, we are on to our last three-dimensional shape, which is going to be a rectangular prism, all right? And I have this with me. This one is going to be a little bit more tricky, and you're gonna need a little bit more extra Play-Doh balls, all right? Now, a rectangular prism is a little tricky because not all the faces are the same or the same length, all right? So we have to remember that when we're building our three-dimensional model, okay? So first thing we need to find out is what two-dimensional shape we're going to start with. What do you think? A rectangle. Perfect. All right. So again, we need to make one of these edges, two of these edges longer than the others, all right? So go ahead and do this with me. All right, guys, good job. We have our rectangle. Now we need to make this into a solid model. We need to make this into a three-dimensional shape. Now remember, since these edges are going to be a little bit longer, you need a little bit extra more Play-Doh balls, all right? Go ahead, do it with me. All right, boys and girls, great job. I know that one was a little bit tricky to make, but you guys did really good. Now we need to fill out our chart, and we are going to be filling out how many edges there are on our rectangular prism. Now, this is where it gets kind of tricky because it says how many toothpicks, okay? But we had to use some extra Play-Doh and extra toothpicks to make rectangles, right? So we're just gonna count that as one edge, all right? So for right here, we have 2 toothpicks, all right? But that is just one edge, okay? So instead of saying 1, 2, we're gonna count that whole edge as just 1. All right, so I will help you count this one, so make sure you're doing it with me, okay? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All right, we have 12 edges. Now we need to look at how many vertices we have. Now remember, vertices is a corner. So although it says Play-Doh balls, we are only counting the corners, all right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 vertices in our rectangular prism. All right? Good. All right, guys, I hope that was helpful. You guys are almost done. Keep up the good work. Bye.